He said he was coming though, right?
Takashi.
Yes.
Uh,
Because I totally forgot to ask. I spoke to him like 20 minutes ago, but I forgot to ask.
I know I meant to send him a message, but not since we changed it last week, and he's got lots of stuff going on, so we'll just have to see. But if
No, no,
not,
he told me, he was the one that told me. He's like, yeah.
okay.
He said, it's back on track. It's back on track. It's back on the proper day. I'm like, yay, good.
It is, yeah. And I think Ormon will be coming, or as she's now known, and she.
Yeah, we're debating that because apparently she said Jundo wrote it with an O, so it would be on.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what you meant. We talked about it yesterday,
okay.
but I'm
Oh,
not sure. I see she wrote Anchi, so I'm guessing it's An.
yeah, it was an I think. Now, I'm going to cut off a bit of my head, aren't I?
Nah, don't do that to us.
Just cut off all my head.
You're decapitated. Like no.
Yeah. What's the sound of half a priest clapping?
Thump.
Oh,
There he
there he
is.
is.
Look at him. Look at him. So peaceful, abiding in peace in the woods,
I know.
in Zazen.
It's his special Bodhi tree.
All of the trees in his woods are Bodhi trees.
I think so.
I think I need to leave.
Hello, my favorite human.
Hello.
Hey guys.
I don't think of Sekishi as a human. I think him as an interdimensional galactic being.
I
Oh
just don't
my.
want to.
No, definitely human.
I don't want to embarrass him.
I think that's just the part we see. Hello. Lovely.
The snow outside is, I think,
Oh,
overpowering my light.
you're backlit from the hells of backlighting.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I think the snow out there is really like making it brighter. So
So is it basically canceling out the ring light?
yeah, if I get really close to the ring light, it works.
You know what? I think it's been like a dozen times that in the morning during my morning sit, I turn around when I'm done and everything is just white. Because the window is right over there, and the second like a beam of light comes in, the camera goes white.
Here we go. This is a little closer. I think it's enough to overcome the bright windows.
Can you guys hear me? Because I'm quite far from the mic. That's
Now you're
good.
perfect. Perfect.
Cool. Now I've had to come further away, and I've still only.
You're
That's.
just mildly decapitated now. Just mildly decapitated.
It's lovely to see so many of you. I thought after Jukai that yeah, people would want a day off, but no, more Dharma.
Day off from what?
Well, and there's been a whole day of following the precepts. It's time to renew.
Exactly.
I already
Oh,
messed
yeah.
up, so I'm ready to go. Like I already messed up today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I broke the anger one a bunch of times this morning, so I need to renew, definitely.
Do you want my leaf as well? Do you want to use two?
I went on the Soto Zen Facebook group. That wasn't good for my.
Yes, that was my instant regret moment yesterday. I asked to join, and then I was like, the second I joined, I was like, no.
There's some good discussions on there, but it makes you grateful for our forum, which kind of stays on topic and.
16,000 people is a lot of people to be chatting.
I think the problem is there's people at, and not so much there's people at different levels of understanding, but people come in just wanting to talk about general Buddhism, which is fine, but it doesn't. When you say to them, this isn't Soto Zen, they go, no, but the Buddha said it. And you're like, yeah, that's fine, but this is a Soto Zen group.
Yeah, I have things with that as well, but it's okay.
I don't mind as long as you say, this isn't a Soto Zen practice, but can I just ask?
I saw, for example, they have a rule against Osho posting, which I think is fine, and not posting all kinds of like quotes that allegedly come from the Buddha, but then Sekishi can prove to us with the website that they don't.
There was the guy today who was just asking about what the quickest way to develop, full awareness was, and the answers weren't Shik and Taza. So yeah, you're just like, yeah. Oh well, it's fine. It's good practice. Right. Anyway, back to today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our full moon ceremony, our monthly full moon ceremony. And this is quite nice in a way, because after Jukai yesterday, and we had 14 new people take the precepts, here we are just a day later to recommit to the precepts after being reminded yesterday of them and their importance. So welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for coming. As usual, I just have a wee reading to give to you roughly on the subject. And today it is from the Mahanama Sutta, so it's from the Pali Canon, and it is about going for refuge in the three jewels. So, thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was staying among the Sakyans at Kapilavatthu in the Banyan Park. Now at that time, many monks were at work, making robes for the Blessed One, thinking, when the robes are finished at the end of 3 months, the Blessed One will set out wandering. Mahanama the Sakyan heard that many monks were at work making robes for the Blessed One. And he thought, when the robes are finished at the end of 3 months, the Blessed One will set out wandering. So he approached the Buddha, and on arrival, having bowed down, he sat to one side. As he was sitting there, he said to the Blessed One, I have heard that many monks are at work making robes for the Blessed One. For those of us who will not be wandering, but living by means of various dwelling places, by means of which dwelling place should we live? And the Buddha replies, there is the case where you recollect the Tathagata. Indeed, the Blessed One is worthy and rightly self-awakened, consummate in knowledge and conduct, well gone, an expert with regard to the world, unexcelled as a trainer for those people fit to be tamed, the teacher of divine and human beings, awakened, blessed. At any time when a disciple of the Noble Ones is recollecting the Tathagata, his mind is not overcome with passion, not overcome with aversion, not overcome with delusion. His mind heads straight based on the Tathagata. Of one who does this, Mahanama, it is said, among those who are out of tune, the disciple of the Noble Ones dwells in tune. Among those who are malicious, he dwells without malice. Having attained the stream of Dharma, he develops the recollection of the Buddha. Furthermore, there is the case where you recollect the Dharma. The Dharma is well expounded by the Blessing One, to be seen here and now, timeless, inviting verification, pertinent, to be realized by the wise for themselves. At any time when a disciple of the Noble Ones is recollecting the Dharma, his mind is not overcome with passion, not overcome with aversion, not overcome with delusion. His mind heads straight, based on the Dharma. Of one who does this, Mahanama, it is said, Among those who are out of tune, the disciple of the noble ones dwells in tune. Among those who are malicious, he dwells without malice. Having attained the stream of Dharma, he develops the recollection of the Dharma. Furthermore, there is the case where you recollect the Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, who have practiced straightforwardly, who have practiced methodically, who have practiced masterfully. In other words, the 4 types of noble disciples. When taken as pairs, the 8 when taken as individual types. They're the Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples, worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of respect, the incomparable field of merit for the world. At any time when a disciple of the noble ones is recollecting the Sangha, his mind is not overcome with passion, not overcome with aversion, not overcome with delusion. Of one who does this Mahanama, it is said, among those who are out of tune, the disciple of the noble ones dwells in tune. Among those who are malicious, he dwells without malice. Having attained the stream of Dharma, he develops the recollection of the Sangha. And now we'll begin our Ryaku Fusatsu ceremony, the full moon ceremony for the recommitment to the precepts. And as you know, at the beginning part, there will be full-length prostrations for those who are sufficiently able-bodied to manage that. So feel free to either do full prostrations from the standing position, or if you wish, it's perfectly fine to do a seated deep gasho, which I'll be doing. So. By the way, the first 3 bows are just me doing bows. Such prostrations will come at the end of this. Before continuing, we'll just sit 5 minutes of Zazen. The great precepts of Gautama Buddha were kept by all Buddhas. They were transmitted from Buddha to Buddha, and they were received by ancestor after ancestor. Our great master Gautama Buddha transmitted the precepts to Master Mahakasyapa, Master Mahakasyapa transmitted the precepts to Master Ananda, and the transmission of the precepts has continued in this way, passing from orthodox successor to orthodox successor in one line. Now we reaffirm our commitment to the precepts, to return the profound benevolence of Gautama Buddha. We trust this to be the true reception of Gautama Buddha's wisdom and life. Respectfully, following the approval of Gautama Buddha, we would like to devote ourselves to the precepts, beginning for atoning for past misdeeds. As you will probably know, because this is the atonement is an important part of this ceremony. Instead of the normal once, we recite the verse of atonement 3 times. We have taken to be doing a full prostration after each recitation, but as for the prostrations before, feel free to substitute a deep gasho. So, verse of atonement 3 times. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. All harmful acts, words, and thoughts ever committed by me since of old, on account of beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and mind, now I atone for them all. For the next part of the ceremony, we invoke the presence of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They are symbols and role models for us in their perfect observation of the precepts and their pure conduct. Hands in Gasho, we all recite together. Homage to the 7 Buddhas of the past as symbols of our connection through time. Homage to Shakyamuni Buddha, a person of this earth. Homage to Miroku Buddha, a symbol of hope for the future. Homage to Monju Bodhisattva, symbol of great wisdom. Homage to Fugen Bodhisattva, symbol of great activity. Homage to Kanzeon Bodhisattva, symbol of great compassion. Homage to the successive generations of ancestor bodhisattvas. And in order to follow in their steps, we recite the 4 Bodhisattva vows 3 times as we usually do. To save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform, all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable, to save all sentient beings, though beings numberless, to transform all delusions, though delusions inexhaustible, to perceive reality, though reality is boundless, to attain the enlightened way, a way non-attainable. Now, at this point, I think you all know, we, as part of a ceremony, we symbolically purify ourselves of all our wrongdoing in the last month. And for that, we use a bowl of water and either our fingers or a bit of greenery. Or if you don't have a bowl of water, you can just mime doing this. It's all completely symbolic, just a sign of what we want to do. Just turn over a new page. Say, okay, the past month's gone. I made some mistakes, did some not so great things. The month going forward, I'm going to vow to do better. And this is kind of wiping the slate clean. So just dip your leaf or your fingers in the water and just sprinkle yourself 3 times. So. Beautiful. And then we recommit to the precepts. And traditionally in East Asian Buddhism, this begins with a recitation from the Brahmajala Sutra, which forms the basis of the precepts in East Asian Buddhism, including Zen. So I'll just say the first sentence and then ask you to put hands in Gasho after. All you disciples of the Buddha, join your palms in reverence and listen wholeheartedly, hands in Gasho. I would now like to articulate the preface to the great precepts of the Buddhas. If the members of the assembly will quietly listen, and they know that they have done wrong, they will atone. If they atone, then they will be at ease. If they do not repent, their wrongdoing will grow more grievous. Those who have done wrong are silent, and because of their silence, you should know they are all purified. Dear Sangha, listen well. In this difficult age when the lifetime of the Buddha sometimes seems distant, you should revere the Pratimoksha. The Pratimoksha is none other than these precepts. When you observe these precepts, it is like darkness meeting with light. It is like someone poor attaining a treasure. It is like someone who is sick being healed. It is like a prisoner being released from his chains. It is like a traveler who is able to return home. You should know that these rules other great teacher for this assembly of people, no different from the presence of the Buddha in the world here and now. Thoughts of fear are difficult to produce. Unwholesome thoughts are difficult to give rise to. Therefore, a sutra says, do not trivialize minor misdeeds as if they are not problematic. Drops of water, though tiny, will gradually fill a large basin. A single instant of wrongdoing can lead you to fall into a hell of uninterrupted suffering. Once you lose your human body, you may not get another for 10,000 kalpas. Just as a galloping horse passes by swiftly, one's physical strength will not remain. The transience of human life goes beyond the mountains and seas. Even if something remains for the duration of one day, it'll be difficult to hold onto it tomorrow. Members of the assembly should each energetically advance their own minds. Be careful not to be lazy, negligent, drowsy, or arbitrary. In the evening, you must gather your thoughts and focus them firmly on the three treasures. Don't take as being a waste of time the effort to deepen your repentance for those of later generations. Members of the assembly, each of you in your own minds should carefully rely on these precepts. Discipline yourselves in the practices that accord with the Buddha's teachings. So we first of all recommit to the three refuges, and we all recite together with hands in gasho. Respectful devotion to Buddha, respectful devotion to Dharma, respectful devotion to Sangha. Devotion to Buddha, the Supreme One. Devotion to Dharma, the supreme purity and teaching. Devotion to Sangha, the supreme community. Perfect devotion to Buddha. Perfect devotion to Sangha. Perfect devotion to Dharma. That might have got a bit out of sync. Now we move on to the three pure precepts. Today I reaffirm my commitment to seek as I can in this body and life to avoid doing harm. To seek as I can in this body and life to live in a healthful and helping way, doing good. To seek as I can in this body and life to live for the benefit of all sentient beings. And now, just as yesterday, we reaffirm our commitment to the 10 fundamental precepts. Today, I reaffirm my commitment to seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from the killing of life. To seek as I can in this body and life to live in generosity and refrain from taking that which is not given. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from misusing sexuality and all desire. To seek as I can in this body and life to refrain from false and malicious speech, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from intoxication in its many forms, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from unconstructively criticizing the errors and faults of others, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from praising oneself and judging others, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from stinginess in bestowing the Buddhist teachings and all precious things, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from all anger, to seek as I can in this body and life, to refrain from disparaging the three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Abiding in this ephemeral world, may we exist in muddy water, with purity like a lotus. Nothing escapes the boundless mind. Thus we bow to Buddha.
Buddha nature pervades the whole universe, reality existing right here now. In reaffirming our commitment to the precepts, we dedicate our sincere efforts to Shakyamuni Buddha Honored One, the historical Buddha and teacher, and to the all-pervading and everlasting three treasures, to all arhats and bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, and their relations throughout the Dharma worlds. May our sincere effort to accomplish and live the enlightened way be realized together. Om Buddhas throughout space and time. Om Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, Maha Prajna Paramita.
Thank you so much, everyone. That was lovely. Well, I really enjoyed it anyway, so I hope you had an enjoyable ceremony. Thank you, as I said again, thank you so much for coming each full moon. I really appreciate it. It's a lovely thing to be able to recommit to the precepts with you. So I wish you all a very lovely rest of your day and see you soon, I hope. Take care.
Thank you for hosting this, by the way, for doing this. And Naiko, happy Jukai anniversary.
Thank
Yeah.
you, and to you.
Alexei, it was really nice seeing you today.
Thank you. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, thank you for coming, Alexei.
Thank you all.
Goodbye.
Take care.
We did it.
We did. No, thank you. I was going to send you a message, but Beyond said no, you knew and you were coming. I never doubted you for a moment.
I don't know. Every once in a while, I have this problem where I can't remember if it was on the Discord or somewhere else. Like I made this joke / observation, because it's not really a joke, is that my to-do list literally is up to 103 items right now.
Ouch.
And so, like, when I got my Apple Watch, like, it's awesome because it's just like this gentle tap on the wrist, like, hey, you got a thing you're supposed to do. But it goes off like 400 times a day, and I've reached the point now where I'm like, yeah. And so sometimes lately I've been missing stuff because I get reminded of so many things that are just like, yeah. It's probably a thing I already know about.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna have to like,
I
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe just be more mindful of the watch when it tells me, because it's not actually telling me; it's me telling me, right? It's past me.
That's a lot of stuff, though.
It's really silly. It's absurd.
It's getting, yeah.
So I had a Kensho moment today during the ceremony. Like,
Oh,
not really, but no, but like at some point, like, all of this like remembering, and recalling. And I was like, what a weird word. And then I was like, oh right, like I can't remember what the Sanskrit and Pali words are, but like what we call mindfulness, what we translate as mindfulness, is really recollection and remembering
yeah.
to not, part of not chasing things is that's how you go from moment to moment to moment, is recollection. And I was like, oh, right. Like there's a root word there. I don't remember what the word is, but that's why it's all this recollect and remember in the ceremony.
I don't remember either. There's so many different Sanskrit words that seem to get translated as mindfulness.
Right.
And also,
I don't think it's mindfulness. Like it's not actually that word,
Yeah.
but the root of that word is a recollecting. It's like, I can't remember what it is now.
But I think mindfulness is actually about recollection.
It is.
It's not that what it's usually translated as is that kind of bare moment-to-moment awareness, but it's not so much.
Well, I guess it's a little bit of
It's a
both,
similar thing.
right? Because when a new moment arises, instead of running to whatever
Right.
thought, whatever thing comes up, there is a recollection to not do that. Like,
Yeah, I guess that's...
it describes the action, I think, is a kind of recollection. All right, now I got to go see.
And there's, in Tibetan, their word for meditation, which I think is gom. I can't remember what it means, but it's got a really good meaning in terms of just practice or something like that. It's very active in terms of what we do. But anyway, I'll have to look that up.
Smirti.
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 Yeah. It's a word I've heard, but...
Yeah. Originally meant to remember, to recollect, to bear in mind. And it comes from the Vedic tradition where they would remember, they would recollect the sacred text, like committing them to memory was part of that process.
Oh, I like that. I'll look that up. No, gom in Tibetan means to familiarize.
There you go.
There you go. It's almost as if this stuff will make sense at some levels.
It really is. It's almost like a bunch of, 100 generations, 200 generations of people have, I guess it's more than 200. Many generations of people have followed this path, and there's something there. It's a good idea.
It is, yeah. Who'd have guessed?
Awesome.
Well, thank you for being here and doing your awesome Eno stuff.
Oh, thank you for making this happen. It's
Thank
really
you.
awesome.
I was exhausted. Well, I still am exhausted today, and it was just like trying to get enough sleep in and setting an alarm so I'd wake up. But yeah, it's good. It's still
What
always.
time is it for you?
It's 20 to 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's about in my head what it was. Too early was what it was in my head.
Oh no, it's in the evening.
Right, evening, wrong side. Okay. Oh, that's better because I have been worried. I think about it as like, because we get our West Coast U.S. people. I should have put 2 and 2 together. Up at dark 30 for. I know we moved it back an hour, but it's still like 5 a.m. for Byokan and.
Right. In Europe, we always do okay because we tend to set the early time West Coast
Right.
time, so
Right.
it doesn't work otherwise. But yeah, I'm just tired at the minute, and I know I haven't got half as much as you, but I've kind of set myself lots of things to like summarize 2 fascicles a week to record one. Now we've got the Eco Dharma starting this, and
Yeah.
there's
Well,
other-
we all set too much for us. That's like, who did it but us?
I know. I do kind of look at it and think this is madness. I'm always thinking, when am I going to get a break? I'm just like, I'm doing this to me. I don't have to do this. Yeah, it's fine. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
mean, Aaron and I have this thing that we remind ourselves of, and I think it's applicable even more so probably to you, which is that when I have a really crappy day, like my mood is down and my energy level is low and all that, like, we have a couple of people in our family for whom it still would have been a great day. I don't mean like in the
Right.
Zenny every day is a good day. Like they didn't drink, they didn't smoke weed, they didn't shoot up, they didn't do any of those things. It was a great day. And so like just not completely overturning the apple cart makes it a good day. And sometimes when our mental illnesses or physical illnesses or whatever appear, like we got out of bed, we put pants on, and we fed the animals, like success. Like that's okay.
Exactly.
It's all relative.
So we got food, we somewhere warm.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to Willow earlier, and we were just talking, 'cause it's like, it'll be coming, I know it won't be quite, it's not quite a year since her husband died. And she was just saying, she's just really struggling with it still. But even she was just saying, she's still, and even she's got an illness, well, she's got the same illness as me, but not quite as bad. And she was saying she's getting to park every day and seeing people and people with dogs, say hi. So she's like still saying that, every day's a good day. It's still a struggle, but
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's a really good thing to look at, just to say, yeah, for lots of people, this would have been a really good day.
Yeah.
So there you go. Well, thank you so much for your and your wisdom, as usual. See,
I don't know about all that, but
get an get the wisdom free. Come for the stay for the wisdom.
I don't know. You better just stick around for the I'm not sure about the
I won't take the wisdom as a given then. Just as a bonus. Okay, well, you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
I'll speak to you soon.